The Allies won World War II, the most devastating and costly of all wars, with a total firepower of 3 megatons. The world's current arsenal of 50,000 nuclear weapons exceeds 20,000 megatons, or nearly 7,000 times the firepower required to win World War II. And a majority of Americans believe they or their children will die in a nuclear war. A nonpartisan group called Pro-Peace wants to change that belief by getting rid of the world's nuclear weapons.
We intend to succeed, first and foremost. And I think the biggest barrier to us succeeding in taking down nuclear weapons isn't politics, isn't leadership. It's the fact that the people of this planet have lost faith and hope that they have the power to create great historical change.
Great historical change is Pro-Peace's goal, and the Great Peace March is its vehicle. On March 1st, 1986, 5,000 Americans will leave the Los Angeles Coliseum to begin a 255-day march across the United States. They will cross California's Mojave Desert, pass through Las Vegas, the arid land beyond, and into the Rocky Mountains. At an elevation of 12,000 feet, they cross the Continental Divide. Through Denver and the Great Plains, they will move on to Chicago and the major cities of the Midwest. 65 million Americans live along the march route. They will travel through New York City and down the eastern seaboard to Washington, D.C., where they'll participate in a massive rally, petitioning our government and the Soviet Union to take down nuclear weapons.
There'll be 5,000 of us initially, but there'll be 1 million of us in Washington. It is an impossible task, and we are going to accomplish it. We are going to feed those marchers their 4 million meals, and we're going to come up with those 25,000 pair of shoes, and we're going to find out a way that we can keep clean and 1.5 million showers. And we are going to walk 255 days, and we are going to find the money to do this with dignity and integrity and to inspire a nation. And by doing the impossible, we shall also show people that they can do the impossible by taking down nuclear weapons.
The Great Peace March looks to several shining precedents for inspiration, including Martin Luther King's marches in the South and Mahatma Gandhi's March to the Sea.
It is extremely important that the greatest power that the people hold is nonviolence. Gandhi and King has shown that.
Good morning, Pro-Peace.
In addition to regional offices, Pro-Peace's Los Angeles office houses a full-time staff of over 60 professionals and many volunteers, organized into 7 departments.
This could be the thing that turns things around. I've been active on this issue now for 8 years, full-time. And I've never seen anything that's this exciting that really can capture the imagination of people. And I want to be there.
Pro-Peace is to put in place an organization and a moral and spiritual force that will say no more. That what we need to do is up the ante to begin the process to take down the nuclear weapons. And we'll continue in that effort. This march is only the first step.
We're going to take it to another level. We're going to computerize and use the technology that's been made to use these weapons to make peace. And we're going to put 5 to 10 million names on computer by zip code so that we can organize them in a potent force.
That computing power is in evidence in the Pro-Peace offices and has already been put to effective use.
In less than 4 months here within the field division, with the peaceful justice groups we've contacted here. And of this list already, over 200 have endorsed us and are actively working with us here at Pro-Peace.
We're looking at figures $20 to $25 million to cover the march.
Natalie Swerchak was a Washington, D.C.-based political fundraiser before she started working for Pro-Peace.
I have no doubts in my mind that we can raise that money. We've already established 6 different fundraising programs here. One alone can bring in close to $15 million, called the Adopt a Marcher program.
At fundraisers like this one, marchers are adopted by individuals or groups for $3,255, or $1 a mile. Tents, the marchers' homes, are purchased for $350 apiece. This is one of nearly 3,000 tents that will shelter the moving city of 5,000 for almost 9 months. It is the job of Stacy Callett and Dennis Walto, a Pro-Peace advance team, to find a site of at least 15 acres every 15 miles to accommodate that city. They make a thorough survey of each possible area and videotape reports on their discoveries.
The folks that we've talked to were awestruck. They said 5,000 people coming through our town, which may be a population of about anywhere from 200 to 1,400.
What will a tent city of 5,000 look like? Something like this. Each dot represents a single tent.
There will be 3,000 of them in 6 colors. The insides of the tent at night will be lighted by a special solar-powered lantern, and at night all the 6 different color tents in the 3,000 will light up like a stained glass window from up above.
The fundraisers can also provide supporters an opportunity to meet the marchers, although most of the marchers will remain unchosen until the application process is complete in December of this year.
Everybody thinks that it's just inevitable that we're going to have the world will end in a nuclear war, and rather than just saying, "Oh, that's going to happen," why can't everybody say, "No, it's not going to happen," and make sure it doesn't happen?
Well, I'm going on the march because I'm really scared. I think either we get rid of the nuclear weapons or the nuclear weapons are going to get rid of us. And that's as simple as I can put it.
We're getting an incredible response from students on campuses. But of the 2,000 people that requested applications as of today, a lot of them are people from all age groups and from all walks of life. We've had someone 70 years old apply to march. We've had a dentist, we've had psychiatrists, we've had carpenters, we've had school teachers who were willing to quit their jobs and come on the march. So it's turning out not to be a student movement, but really across-the-board movement.
And in the pro-peace offices, the old work as diligently as the young.
I've been interested in peace organizations for a long time. My wife and I both work quite a lot with peace organizations. She read this in the Times. She said, "This is for you."
I'm an optimist because I feel that the human race has come such a long way that we're not going to permit ourselves to be blown up. And I feel sorry for those people who feel that there's no point in doing it and who are just going to sit on their duffs and not do anything, because then nothing will get done. The only way to do is to get out and do it. And I think that you just have to get out and march and do whatever it takes to do to bring the message to Washington, D.C. And that's where we have to say it loud and clear.
When I was thinking of starting pro-peace, I went back to Washington and talked to elected officials of both Republican and Democratic parties. And over again, I heard the same message in different forms. Nothing is going to happen until the people make it happen. It's not going to happen here until you give us permission to proceed in a radically different way. For God's sakes, do it.